Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Magia Record episode 5, if I'm not mistaken. And one moment. And my cat wanted some attention, apparently. So she's gonna be with us for a while. Okay, where do you wanna go? To the windowsill. Okay. Come on. Not? No? No windowsill? Okay, well, you know best where to go. Okay. There we go. Windowsill after all. Not on her terms. Not on mine. Right, episode 5 of Magia Record. Quick reminder, if you want to watch episode 6 right now, go to Patreon, link down below, and it's there. I got out... What's the opposite of getting used to? I got out of the habit of mentioning that future episodes are up on Patreon, so I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit. Yeah, next episode is on Patreon. As usual is the case with non-seasonal shows. Regardless, Magia Record. What happened in the previous episode? Well, the previous episode ended with a cliffhanger. That much is for sure. But besides that, we met a new friend, Tsuruno Yui, who works at a... not a bakery, a ramen... not even a ramen shop, just a generic restaurant that serves ramen and other foods and has discounts for magical girls, which is interesting. I initially thought that she's just going to be a not just that she is going to be a sort of an armorer, you know, the usual trope of the restaurant or a shop or whatever just being a cover, and in reality the wall slides open and there's rows and rows of weapons. But no, she seems to be somewhat of an informant, maybe connecting magical girls to other magical girls that they might need the help of, something along those lines, I'm not sure. She did connect Iroha to Yachiyo, who we've already met, and they set off to figure out another mystery, another urban legend about a mysterious shrine that allows you to find the people you want to find. Or was it in general just things you want to find? I'm not sure, but it's been used to find people. But the caveat is that once you meet them, you might not want to get back to the real world. And that's the crux of the issue. We know that many people already visited that shrine and disappeared, so again, it's similar to the previous urban legend we dealt with. And we are going for a search all around the city. Yachiyo has a little bit of a gap moe moment of trying to get some stuff on a from a sale at the store because it's more economic and whatnot. And in the end, we found that shrine. We found it, we went there, and Tsuruno didn't make a wish because Yachiyo said it would be the same that she has. And interestingly enough, the phenomenon attacked Tsuruno because of that, because she didn't make a wish, because she didn't engage with it. So kind of an opposite of how the previous one worked, where it completely ignored anybody not involved in anybody not involved with it. And of course it had an effect on Yachiyo and Iroha, transported them to a world, weird world, witch world, kind of sorta, where they met who they wanted to meet. Iroha met Ui, and Yachiyo met Yachiyo met, not Mitama, not Rena, Mifuyu. Mifuyu, yeah. She met Mifuyu, who is seemingly the old teammate of hers and Tsuruno's. They probably used to make a trio of magical girls, but then something happened to Mifuyu. Maybe she died, maybe she was taken in by some sort of a witch, some sort of a phenomenon. We don't know that. I guess we might learn more from today's episode because that's where it cuts off. They meet credits, and today it seems we are starting. The first frame is someone holding a book called The Imaginator. I think it might be Ui, but it could be Mifuyu as well. I'm not sure. So many characters. So many characters. And they look so similar, it really doesn't help. Someone made a nice tool that I might show you at the end of this episode, though, that creates like map of characters, what are their relationship and who is who at the end of each episode, the state of the cast at the end of each episode, and I think I might have to use those. I might have to use this tool because god damn how many characters there are. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33 episodes just listed on Analyst, just named characters. Jesus, that's a cast and a half. Okay, regardless of that, I think we should just start watching it. I don't think there's anything more to say, so let's just watch it. How about that? To do that, you will of course need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on, and I'm gonna have to ask you for your support on Patreon, linked down below, on YouTube, also linked down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with all of that out of the way, we can start watching Magia Record episode 5 in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. English language. I always forget to switch it. Is that me for you? This weird, like, things. Yeah, I think it's me for you. Okay, so a rumor about something that makes you no longer a Mahou Shoujo. Is she gone or is she missing? That's a question. Maybe she was also kidnapped by a witch and is still being held in some witch world from one of the countless, seemingly, urban legends. We don't know. But it's certainly interesting that there would be a rumor about something that, like, unmakes the Mahou Shoujo-ness. I mean, I guess on one hand it's to be expected, right? There is probably plenty of magical girls who no longer want to be magical girls. We have some who probably feel like they wasted their wish. We have Iroha who doesn't remember her wish, so she doesn't... I mean, initially at least she didn't remember it, so she didn't really know what she's fighting for. There was some... Yeah, it was said, I think, that there are magical girls who feel like they wasted their wish. If I could, I would create the world anew. Well, you should call up Madoka and Homura. They know how to do that. You will, at least in some way. We don't know how real those characters are. Are they just figments of their imagination, constructs of this world? Yeah, totally not ominous. Saying nothing and just turning around. Probably not Ui, no. A witch or a troll at the least. Look at this blank ass expression. Hmm. Yeah, she's just repeating that, saying that on repeat. So it is a work of some like uber witch, is what I'm getting from it, who is like, you know, trying to spread the rumor about coming to Kamihama City. And that line of trying to drag people to Kamihama City is repeated by all of that witch's constructs, and that's no bueno. That's really no bueno. Meanwhile, she's having a perfectly serviceable conversation. So is she like the legit Mifuyu? Are you created from Yachiyo's memories? Because that would be another explanation. Yeah. Someone's car alarm is going off. I hope you can't hear it, but if you do, I'm sorry. Okay, it's quiet now. Hmm. Of course. Of course. Why don't you stay here? And she's breaking. She's glitching. Cold? No, she was glitching not long ago. Yeah, just look at the spinny thing and don't worry about the thing. Oh, that happened when they were entering. And Iroha apparently can see through the... can see through this illusion. Is it because she has Kyuubey with him, with her? That's a theme from the main series, but shifted slightly. The music, isn't it? Not shifted, but changed. Yeah. Music slaps, as always. And that's an amazing combat style. And there we go. Yachiyo came to her senses. Yeah, that's not how a human dies. Because... oh yeah, that being here has a really adverse effect on their soul gems. Can you still use it on your gem, though? Okay. Thankfully, you made it here as well. And the world is angry because they've seen through the ruse. Yeah, it seems like the world itself is attacking them. Or is there a witch at the bottom of it? Probably another seedless witch. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of weak, Iroha. I'm sorry to say that, but it's the truth. Compared to the witches of Kamihama. Hold hands with Iroha and it's... okay. Unlimited spearworks. I love it. Unlimited spearworks. I love when characters fight with floating weapons. It's just... I don't know. I love floating weapons, what can I say? Because yours was dark as well. Tsuruno, do you happen to have an egg on you? Seed, whatever. Like, is it just me? Or would it be prudent to always have, like, at least 2 unused seeds on you in case of emergency? Then again, I guess the acquisition is kind of problematic if the witches of Kamihama don't leave any seeds behind. At least the ones responsible for the urban legends. Another her waiting at the bottom. And she's witchifying. Well, shit. Yeah, witchification. I didn't expect it to happen this early. Is it going to be a witch versus witch fight? Also, how are we gonna get our protagonist back? It is certainly witch versus witch. And is Iroha fine now, I wonder? Is it just a case of Iroha entering psycho mode, essentially? Or is she legit a witch that we will have to defeat now? Hello, Mami! Tiro finale! There we go! I missed you, girl. And she's perfectly fine. So she wasn't turned into a witch, what? The witch just wrapped her? Investigating. Does she look like a witch? Yeah. She was somehow unwitched. Curious. Does it have something to do with Ui? Can you prove that she is? Also, look at her soul gem. Is it still black? Not really, no. Yeah. But the witches in Kamihama don't even drop seeds, not all of them at least. And there's that, of course. Then, okay, yeah. Little juvenile Kyuubey doesn't pique your interest? No? It doesn't? Or can you just not see it? Is it only witches from Kamihama that can see the Jue? There's something weird about Iroha, as Mami said? Probably. My theory is that she's somehow fused with her sister. This is Ui. Working theory. Oh? I mean... it certainly seems like the fate of magical girls doesn't really apply to Iroha. She can be unwitched. Is there something to it? It was, but you were turned into a witch, the witch was defeated, and you're back with a clean slate. Oh, there's something fucky-wacky going on. And I love every second of it. You're trying to cross the border. Nah, not really. They're all in the Arctic or something. Well, shit. Sleepover! Hell yeah, sleepover with friends! Let's invite Tsuruno, the other people, and have some fun. That's a very barren bedroom. Well, it's a good thing, isn't it? Although I guess Madoka Magica kind of got us used to unusual bedrooms. Actually, have we ever seen like a fucking normal bedroom in this show? Because I don't think we did. I legit don't think we've seen an ordinary bedroom. I guess Madoka's bedroom is kind of ordinary. But Madoka's mother's is like has all those chairs. This one is barren. Iroha's bedroom is split in half. Who else was there that had a fucked up bedroom? Who was it that had like that big bed in the middle? Mifuyu's room? So Mifuyu lived with Yachiyo? Ooh. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. They don't have the same surname, I see. Hmm. A half-sister? An adopted sister? A girlfriend? A roommate? I don't know, but they were close enough to live in the same place. Ha 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 ha. Alright, alright. Color me intrigued. This episode really went by in a fucking flash. Where did the time go? Holy shit. It was... We're in the witch world, we fight the witches, we are out at the Yachiyo's place at the end. What? 5-minute episode? Jesus. Oh, I'm gonna miss so many things in this show. Okay, what the fuck is going on here? Fighting an enemy too strong for you. Who's gonna save you? What? Excusez-moi? Witches created in the image of magical girls? Blood? Turn into a witch? Well, certainly. What the fuck is going on? Man, I thought this episode was heavy in weird shit, and then the after credit scene happened. Man, it's always the after credit scenes, isn't it? It's always the after credit scenes. Ooh, boy. Oh, let's watch it again. No, let's absolutely watch this episode again. I'm gonna preemptively take out my notebook because there's gonna be so much shit happening. Where are you, Magia Record? There you are. Oh, holy hell. Okay, so Mifuyu was also researching those secrets, those urban legends, and who might that be? Because I don't think it's Tsuruno. Has to be someone else. There's always an evil witch lurking behind urban legends like this. We know that to be true. Is it like a kind of a cohabitation space? Is that what it is? All 3 or 4 of them, maybe with Tsuruno, who isn't present here, were living at this one house, being roommates, and that's why Mifuyu's room is here? Probably. Okay, and Mifuyu found some sort of a rumor that gives her hope of becoming a normal girl again. Right. And she was probably something happened because of this. It turned out to be true, but there was a price to pay. Right? Like is the case with all of those urban legends we've seen so far. They are true. You get what you asked for, but there is a price you might not be ready to pay. Which makes me think that, okay, sure, you are no longer a magical girl, but that's because you're dead. Or, something thereabouts. Optimistically, Mifuyu is still trapped inside of some witch world, living a normal life that plays out entirely in her head. Kind of like a Matrix situation, right? Pessimistically, Mifuyu is dead, and because she's dead, she can no longer be a Mahou Shoujo, so hey, wish fulfilled. Ui isn't behaving like herself, as opposed to Mifuyu. Mifuyu can be mistaken for a real person, right? Ui doesn't really make that effort. She just says, if you want to change your fate, come to Kamihama City, on repeat. Magical girls can be saved here. If you want to change your fate, come to Kamihama City. Magical girls can be saved here. I wonder. Huh. Crazy theory, perhaps. Ui was treated at Kamihama City Hospital. She somehow learned that Iroha became a magical girl. She decided to help her, to save her, and thus she became the Kamihama witch, the Uber witch of Kamihama City. She's dragging in all the witches. She creates Mahou Shoujo based proxy witches to fight other witches. If I destroy all of the witches in the world, my sister will not have to fight anymore. I think I might be onto something. Ui is the Kamihama witch. If I destroy all the witches, sister won't have to fight. Probably something along those lines. That would explain why she's repeating those words. She's repeating the ad for Kamihama City, essentially, because that's what she wants to propagate. That's what she wants to spread out. And other people drawn in by the perspective of seeing their loved ones again are also in this world, so they will be saved. That's cool. And yeah, as we know, it's not just the damage that magical girls receive that darkens their soul gem, but also intense negative emotions. And this certainly would be an intense negative emotion. Plenty of those whirly thingamajigs. I forgot what they're called. What's their significance in Japan, I wonder? Because there has to be some. I remember those being sold at like local village fairs here in Poland, made of like hard plastic, and they were always fun to play with. You would put it on your bike and then ride as fast as you can so it spins really fast. But it's Japan, so it probably has some significance. Let me know in the comments if you know of any like meaning behind those. And as opposed to Ui, Mifuyu is perfectly coherent. She is a perfect replica of the real Mifuyu. And she knows everything about herself and about her relationship with Yachiyo, but that is because Yachiyo herself knows that. So she's like created based on Yachiyo's memories. If you were to ask her about something that only Mifuyu knows and is verifiable, something that only she knows but not Yachiyo, she wouldn't be able to say anything. That's my belief. 3 cups, or was it 4? 3. So Tsuruno wasn't in the picture. It was the like 3rd blonde girl with piercings. I am the real Mifuyu. Shoes stapled to the bridge. Again, shoes on the precipice, the symbolism of suicide in Japan. Stapled to the bridge. Can't really see any significance. Besides, like, a kind of a similarity, but not really, of a Polish tradition, and I assume it's otherwise all around the world of like locking a padlock with the initials of a couple on a bridge to cement their relationship, to be there forever, locked down and not going anywhere. But I might be looking too deep into it, or I might be just completely off base. That's also entirely possible. And of course, yeah, stay here. You can take your time explaining the whole thing. Tomorrow, stay here, stay with me. Of course, of course. We have so much to talk about. We were apart so long. Look at this fan, look at it and get hypnotized and listen to my sweet, sweet words and stay here. You want to be here, you want to be with me, you don't want to go back, you don't want to go out there, right? thankfully Iroha is able to see through the illusion. I wonder if it's her innate ability. I had noted down that Iroha is like Princess Knight from Precon. She can empower other Megukas. I wonder if there is even more that is special about her. That she can see through witches' illusions like that, perhaps. Or it could be because of Kyuubey. It could be Kyuubey's powers. And Kyuubey accompanies here, and so through proxy, Iroha can use Kyuubey's powers. Some really cool piece of combat. I hope Mifuyu comes back, like, in earnest, like, legit. Because it's such a cool design. It's such a cool weapon, and it would really be wasted for, like, an, you know, offshoot, just single-use antagonist. It really would be a waste. Great music, cool animation, as always. Kind of a shame we didn't get a henshin from her, but whatever. And yeah, Yachiyo is strong. Yachiyo can withstand the mental manipulation, despite those like weird symbol seals on her face. That seem to be weakening her, at least, maybe, I'm not sure, but they are gone. Yeah, you can't be Mifuyu. There's no way you're really Mifuyu. I wonder how is she so certain of it? One thing that comes to mind is Mifuyu died a very certain death. It wasn't ambiguous. That, oh, she was taken by a witch, and maybe she's dead, maybe she's not, who's to say? It was like, Mifuyu got exploded in front of her. So she's like 100% certain that Mifuyu is dead because she wouldn't be able to live without the part of the brain that hit her in the face. Right? I think it's something like that. Mifuyu died a certain death, which doesn't mean that she cannot be back. I really think she would be, because it's based on a gacha game and no design can go unused. So of course Mifuyu's design would be released on a banner, probably awaited by everybody, and there would be much rejoicing when Mifuyu banner happens. That's of course just my, you know, my thoughts, my working theory. They disappeared, and now we are getting to fight the witch of this place. I wonder why did Tsuruno not offer to help Iroha with a seed? It seems like everybody carries at least one seed with them. I know, I'm not sure. It really kind of strikes me as a little irresponsible to not be carrying at least like 2 seeds on you at all times. And whenever one goes dark and you dispose of it, you get another fresh one. Maybe it's hard to come by seeds in Kamihama because not all witches have their seeds, but I think the one and only witch that we thought that didn't leave a seed was a was like an, you know, unusual occurrence. So that would tell me witches normally leave seeds even in Kamihama, so everybody should have at least a couple of them. If I was a magical girl, like, you can expect me to have a utility belt, cargo pants, and a fucking backpack filled to the brim with with seeds. In case I get close to be witchified, in case some of my friends get close to be witchified, in case random Mahou Shoujos around are close to be witchified, I would be prepared. I would be the medic of the team. And we get to fight. I was really expecting Iroha to come in clutch again in the way of, holding Yachiyo's hand and Yachiyo suddenly bursting with energy and defeating the witch, kind of like happened to the previous one. But no, Iroha comes in clutch, but in a very different way. Torii gates, the symbolism of, I believe, like passing through the world of the living and the world of the spirits. I think that's the symbolism of a Torii gate. Inverted, though. Again, inverted Torii gates. It's the second time it appears in the show, and I have no fucking clue what is the symbolism of an inverted Torii gate. I tried looking it up. I could find nothing. Absolutely nothing. And she meets second hair. This is a visual from the opening where Iroha sees second hair, but this second hair has a mask. Right. It's not Ui. I initially thought it's gonna be Ui, and that Ui is somehow merged with Iroha, and that's what gives her powers, right? Essentially all of the whatchamacallit, all of the impact of being witchified and whatnot, all that burden gets placed on Ui, and Iroha can continue fighting, something thereabouts. Something similar to like how Witch from Mercury worked with Ariel and whatnot. But apparently not. Apparently that wasn't Ui, and Iroha is legit getting witchified. But notice, she's not turning into a witch. She gets encompassed by a witch, right? That's still Iroha dangling below. A witch grew out of her, but she's still separate. And then she gets the witch of this place, makes a cocoon around it, and starts ripping it to shreds. Absolutely going berserk on it. And that's defeating the witch, and the whole world dissolves and turns back to normal. That was a great effect, by the way, that Torii gate morphing. It's cool. I really like it. And she still bursts out as a witch, but still hanging below that witch, not being turned into one. Right? The witch part gets defeated by Mami without an issue, with tiro finale. That's great. I love it. I kind of wish that she used this like barrage attack and not the big gun, but I'm gonna take what I get. She still looks badass with double flintlocks. Right? The witch part gets defeated. And that's some heavy aliasing on her hair, but only for a few frames, I guess. The witch gets defeated and Iroha gets freed. Which is new. From what we learned, being a witch is something irreversible. Right? I think it was only Homurain Rebellion that managed to... I guess she didn't go back to being a normal Mahou Shoujo, she went in the direction of becoming a god, but ultimately she stopped being a witch, that's what matters. But besides that, being a witch is something kinda irreversible. And you can, defeat that witch and do a service to the magical girl who was turned into one to, end her suffering and whatnot, and that's about as much as you can hope for. This is reversible. More so, it cleans her soul gem. It purifies it completely. I'm really reminded of the trope That is somewhat common in the edgier kinds of shonens, where the main character has the blood of the main evil force of the show and can turn into one of them, right? Kind of like in Bleach, Ichigo can turn into, what were they called? Empties? Something like that. I don't know, whatever, right? But Ichigo has that mask, half of it, because he only kind of sort of turns and utilizes the strength of the evil side to defeat that evil side, but they have to beware to not be consumed by it, right? It's a very common trope. And it seems to me like it's something similar. When push comes to shove, when Iroha's gem gets completely blacked out, she just turns into a witch, goes absolutely berserk, defeats the witch that caused her gem to go dark, gets out of the sticky situation, and then, if the witch that she created gets defeated, Iroha comes back with a clean slate. Perhaps, with time, she can even learn to control her witchy side. That's usually how the trope goes. Maybe it goes in that direction, maybe it doesn't. But it really, really reminded me of Ichigo from Bleach, essentially. That monstrous, evil form, fighting fire with fire and all that jazz. I wonder if Ui has a hand at it somehow. Ui is in control of all of the witches of Kamihama City, right? Going by the theory of Ui becoming the Uber Witch. Maybe. How do I even note that down? Uhi somehow gives Iroha witchy powers. I guess that's gonna be the best way I can put it. Mami really looks badass with those like double flintlock pistols. No, not pistols, like musket rifle things. I love Mami. I love her design. I love that she uses guns. I know, she strikes those like multiple things that I really like about characters. Using magic in an unconventional way through guns, using floating weapons, and using many floating weapons. Those are like three things I really like about the character, and Mami has it all. And of course, she isn't a witch. And apparently Kamihama City is attracting witches from all around, which means there's fewer witches outside of Kamihama City, which kind of plays into my theory that it's Ui as a witch attracting witches to Kamihama City to dispose of them in one place to get rid of witches as a whole. Maybe. And did Mami not notice Kyuubey? Or is Kyuubey only visible to the residents of Kamihama City? Now she gets unwrapped and she gets unmerged from the masked her. Is the design the same between them? It is. There are no differences that I can see, at least. Her witch self, her masked self, her hollow, not empty, her hollow is going back into slumber, and whenever the hollow's powers are needed, they will resurface again and help her in the time of need, and hopefully not consume her completely. That's what I'm getting from it. And here's Ui telling Iroha to go to Kamihama City, come to Kamihama, yeah, magical girls, fate, change, magical girls cure Ui, fate, change, come to Kamihama, cure Ui, fate, change, cure Ui, Come to Kamihama. Come to Kamihama. Magical girls. Cure. Magical girls change. Come to Kamihama. Magical girls fade. Did we tell Iroha about magical girls? No, probably not, because Iroha was surprised that Ui knows what magical girls are, so probably not what happened. Oh boy, the mysteries. The gem is clear, and she's at Yachiyo's place, getting some dinner. Mifuyu is here in spirit. Iroha is the new Mifuyu. I'm searching for you to drive home the fact that you're really gone. Maybe it's the case of there not being a body. So Yachiyo is still in a limbo. She knows, she thinks, she believes that Mifuyu is dead, but she didn't see the body. So there is still that sliver of hope that maybe she's alive. And she wants to find proof that she isn't, that she's dead, so that she can be free of it. She can abandon that hope, and she can have the space and the time to heal. Mifuyu died a certain death, / didn't leave a body. Either could be true. 3 cups. I'm more of a prisoner of the past than anyone. Yep. And here's the sign with, or was at some point, the sign with Mifuyu's name. That's a Tori gate. Also, I noticed. ED. And after credits, Momoko, Rena, and Kaede are fighting a witch. Momoko and Rena seem out of it, let's just say. I don't wanna say dead, but kinda seems to be that way. But again, it's a gacha game, so a death of a playable character is unlikely. And it's very interesting what happens. Her gem turns black, it darkens, but she doesn't turn into a witch. She summons a witch because she's still on the ground, I think. Oh no, she absolutely did turn into a witch, didn't she? Yeah, became a part of it. Didn't like turn into a witch, but summoned a witch and started to control it. I guess that would be a better description of what happened. The exact same way Iroha did. But she woke up on her own. The witch didn't need to be killed. They seem to be breathing, if I'm not mistaken. Someone's looking for her. Who is it? I don't know. It's desaturated, it's grayscale. Wait, ponytail. I'm looking at the list of characters and there's so many characters with ponytails. Yeah, I don't know who it is. Wait, is it the handler? I think it might be the handler. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm honestly not sure. And Momoko runs away, fearing that she's become a witch, then falls down to the ground and her gem seems clear. So the exact same thing happened to her like that happened to Iroha. She turned into a witch, but not permanently. Huh. It almost seems like Kamihama operates on completely different rules than the rest of the world, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So that was episode 5, and holy shit, what an episode. It really feels like Kamihama operates on very different rules from the rest of the world, and that witches are both a danger in Kamihama and they can also offer help. Right? A witch helped Iroha. A witch helped Kaede. Which summoned by themselves, perhaps, or which sent there to help by, perhaps, the Uber Witch. It again plays into my theory that Ui, or perhaps someone else, it doesn't necessarily have to be Ui, became the Uber Witch of Kamihama and is dragging all the witches from the outside and killing them within Kamihama City. Right? Perhaps coping... Not copying. I initially thought that it might be copying the witches, the magical girls into witch form, when I thought that the witch that Kaede summoned was separate from Kaede, but now she turned. But more like the Uber Witch dropping them like mechas to help them fight, right? Kind of like a magical mecha situation. Iroha is in trouble, her gem darkens, aerial drop of a fucking titanfall happening. Iroha gets in and rips the witch to shreds. Same here. Kaede's gem darkens, heli drop of a mech from the air. Kaede jumps onto it, grabs it. Okay, let's roll, and just blasts the witch into nothingness. Right? It really is reminiscent of that kind of thing. I know why they showed us Kaede in the after credits scene, so that we don't think it's something specific to Iroha, so that we don't think Iroha is special in that way, but rather that it is the characteristic of perhaps the Kamihama City itself, of the Kamihama area, that if you turn into a witch, you can unturn, and you can still, your desire to destroy witches persists. So you destroy that enemy witch and then you turn back, or maybe you can be fully converted into witch, fully turned, if nobody destroys that witch. But nobody needed to destroy Kaede's witch. She just turned back on her own. And fell unconscious, which is in line with what happened to Iroha. So it exhausts them, but gives them an immense amount of power, of a witch power. Interesting. I'm kind of thinking of it in like gacha terms. What could it be? Could it be an altar? Could it be an ultimate ability or something? I don't know. I don't really want to get too deep into that. I haven't played the game. I don't know what the deal is there. But yeah, it really gave me a pause. It really gave me a pause, what happened. Because I thought I have it all figured out. And then this show told me, haha, you thought. Haha, you thought. Okay, episode 5 chart. Episode 5 chart. Let's take a brief look at it. Why not? Maybe that's gonna clarify some things. There we go. That's the tool. It's Magia Record fosterforest.eu if you want to check it out yourself. Oh boy. Right, hospital roommates, we know. So this was Yakumo Mitama, the coordinator, right? So that was who was looking for the Shinsei trio, Momoko, Rena, and Kaeden. Okay, helping Iroha. Mifuyu is part of Yachiyo's old team, and that's an unknown magical girl from Yachiyo's and Mifuyu's past, used to be close with. And Mami distrusts Yachiyo and is suspicious of Iroha. And Kyuubey enlisted the help of Mami. And Iroha keeps running into young Kyuubey and generally trusts normal Kyuubey. Tentatively trusts the coordinator, and coordinator is searching for or welcomes Iroha. And Iroha is searching for Ui. And Kuro is just fucking sidelined. Who even remembers who she is? Nobody. That's a useful tool. That's a very useful tool. Oh boy. I don't even know what to say, honestly. Fuck. No, I genuinely think there's some, like, uber witch of Kamihama City that has some goal. That uber witch is spreading the rumors about coming to Kamihama to get saved. Perhaps it's Ui spreading those rumors far and wide in hopes of them meeting Iroha and Iroha coming here and perhaps being saved. Perhaps the uber witch of Kamihama is gathering other witches and defeating them in order to amass enough grief seeds or something to revert Iroha into her normal form. I don't know, but it certainly feels like there is some higher being at play. 100%. Something had to have created that seedless witch. I don't think this witch of the shrine dropped a grief seed either. Something has to be creating all those phenomena. And something changed the rules of the area. Kind of like a miniature version of the law of the cycle, right? Yeah, actually. That might be it. Kamihama City is a safe place for magical girls because they don't get turned into witches. They just get more like possessed by the witch. And when the witch is defeated, they go back to how they were with their soul gems intact. Could it be a localized law of the cycle kind of a phenomenon? Fuck, I might be onto something here. I really might be onto something. Kamihama was turned into localized version of a law of the cycle kinda thing where Megukas don't turn into witches when soul gem goes dark and can still be saved. That was the longest theory I wrote. No, sorry. I have another one that spans 4 lines. I think that might be it. And I think who turned Kamihama City into this safe space was Ui. Huh. Maybe that's why Kyuubey has no access here. Because this section of reality operates under different rules. And that's why Juve works here. Incapable of speech. Yeah. I think it's a bubble of reality where the rules have been altered. I love it. I love metaphysical cosmic tomfuckery. It's probably my favorite genre of tomfuckery. I loved fighting God in Symphogear. I love becoming God in Madoka. I love changing bubbles of reality in Magia Record. It's great. It's great. I love it. I'm really enjoying myself with Magia Record. Let me tell ya what. I really am enjoying myself with it. I really was afraid, you know, when I started watching it, when I thought of watching it, I really was afraid that it's gonna be shit. Because I heard so many bad things about it from people, like, oh no, don't watch it, it's not Madoka, it's shit, it's just a random spin-off, Madoka is the only true thing, and I mean, this is absolutely not Madoka, but, like, on its own merit, it's a pretty fucking good show. Legit, on its own merit, it's a pretty fucking good show. So I'm glad I started watching it despite what people were saying. So hey, I don't regret my choices. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything more to say, but maybe you guys do. If so, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. Spoilers go to Discord here and also in the description below. You can use them, you can talk about them to your heart's content if you want, because we have spoiler tags. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Magia Record, that releases early on Patreon by the by, but also other shows like Undead Girl Murder Farce, Zom 100, Helk, Ancient Magus Bride, and Nanatsu no Maken Gashi Kaisuru, and others coming at you in the future. I also stream sometimes mostly gacha games, but sometimes gunplay building and stuff like that. So click the bell to be notified when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. And if you want a role on the Discord, you can do it also by YouTube membership and super thanks and stuff like that, which is a new thing, but it's also down below. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful patrons: Kyuubey, Without a Net, The Crippled Survivor, Zetran, Zayren, Rakamancer, Marsh, Fassel, Dr. Botuge, and Hans Peter, and you can join them without the need to turn into a witch.